Good morning, everybody. I'm really glad you're here today. And if you don't know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a shiatsu massage therapist, body-mind expert, Asian medicine energy worker, and a master intuitive healer. That's a lot of great names, isn't it? Anyways, I'm here in Northern Illinois and, looking forward to spring coming pretty quick. And with spring, it gets me thinking about, hey, Irma, how wonderful to see you. And Kathy's here too. Great. What a great way to start my day. So today's topic is on reconnecting with the people that you love. You know, I spent a lot of my life feeling disconnected from things because I felt nervous or scared to connect because it left me feeling vulnerable. One of the things, though, that I learned when I was younger was that if I didn't want to continue to feel disconnected, I had to connect with other people. It started me out on a path pretty early. Thank you, Irma. I appreciate that. It started me on a path pretty early of reaching out, which was, a really good thing for me. I realized that if I don't reach out and make friends, if I don't do the invites, then people are too busy or too self-absorbed or too whatever to engage with me. I had to make the effort. When I got older, I expected and I wanted people to want to be with me the same way that I wanted to be with them. I'm a sensitive person, and I really value feeling connected, especially to the people that I love. They're supposed to love me in the same way that I love them. They're supposed to be present like I want to be present to them. And you know what? That just didn't happen. And because that didn't happen, I ended up frustrated and aggravated and hurt. And I kept backing away from my relationships, and I kept protecting myself. And that started to really get in the way of the relationships that mattered most to me. The relationships, not the ones that I was stuck with. Hey, Janae, great to see you. Not the ones that I was stuck with or that, were family, but the ones that I had chosen. And because I felt disconnected, I started to make choices which weren't always in my best interest and weren't graceful. I was going to force things to happen. I was going to punish people. I was going to do something so they would feel my wrath or be needy or, hey, Beth, good to see you. Be needy or clingy or something in order to get them to understand how much I needed to feel connected because I felt disconnected. And so, I'd go through these patterns and it would actually make me feel even more disconnected because when you do things like that, it makes people mad. When you do things like that, they don't want to spend time with you. They don't want to be close to you. They may do things out of duty, but not out of love and affection because I, at that time, had kept myself away from them. So over the years, I've developed a process which I use with all of my most There we go. We got unfrozen. Thanks for hanging out. Just a few. It looks like the Wi-Fi had a problem, but we're back online. So, because I felt so isolated and I kind of hit bottom, I created this process and I've used it with many, many of my most important relationships anymore. Hey, Ronnie, glad you're here. And it's worked like a charm. And in fact, I've turned it into a coaching program and I've turned it into my body-mind practice that I do. And here's the process. It starts with step one, and it's based on spring. It's based on wood. Spring and wood is about new beginnings, about deciding that you're going to put the past behind you and you're ready to move ahead. So wood is deciding that no matter what's happened, it's okay. This is where you're at, and this is where you need to move from. So step one in really reconnecting the people that you love is realizing this is where you're at. And now what are you going to do about it? Deciding, okay, I'm going to accept who I am. I'm going to accept this is where the relationship is, and I'm ready to do something. Step two is fire, and it's emotions. It's summer. I let myself be present with the loneliness, with the feelings of detachment, with the anger, with the hurt. Because you know what motivates us? Pain and hurt motivates us 10 times more than pleasure. And so when we distract ourselves with, shopping or food or good times like that, we're never motivated to really get our deepest needs met, which is to feel connected with another human being. And so I let myself sit and be with, hey, Pam, great to see you. I let myself sit and be with, all those hard emotions that come with feeling detached. That I'm bored, that I'm lonely, that I don't feel good, that I feel empty, I'm unmotivated, I'm uninspired. All of those felt senses. Because as they say in 12-step programs, every drink is one drink closer to your last. And what that means to me is, when you get yourself miserable enough, when you've done it until you're done, that's when you're ready to move forward. So as long as you ignore the fact that this is really a problem, that you really want to feel connected again to the people that you care about, till you let yourself, feel some of that loneliness, feeling some of that disconnect, until you let yourself feel that, you're not going to do much about it. Thanks, Irma. I think it is a great program for healing and moving forward and getting unstuck. Yeah, it's a wonderful coaching program that I do. We're in the middle of it. We'll start another one in, I'm thinking about June. So in fire, you let yourself kind of have that pity party, kind of feel what you feel and go, oh my God, this is terrible. And realize the hole that you're kind of in, and that will motivate you to do something about the reconnect. So the next step is earth. And earth is about finding balance again. So you've sat with the emotions, you're miserable. Thank you, Kathy. You're miserable, you're unhappy, you want your life to change. And so you start figuring out or finding out or seeking out the tools and the techniques that will help you pull yourself out of those emotions. You start learning and researching what will help you get back on a really good space and get you out of that cycle of hurt and pain, So fourth step is metal, and metal is fall. Fall is where we gather our resources, and fall is one of my favorite parts of this program. And the whole system's called polishing the mirror. Fall is where you start to take some risks, and you start to look outside of yourself and explore and have adventures and see things from other points of view. A lot of times we're disconnected from people because of misunderstandings that have gotten out of hand, that have gone way too far. And the distance between us has been created. When you start letting yourself live life from a variety of personalities and a variety of aspects and being curious and going on new adventures and trying things you've never tried before and researching and really looking to understand, what is it like to be this person? What is it like to be male or female? Or what is it like to be tall or short? And seek out those opportunities so that you can get a better handle of what it's like to be the person that you love, instead of only sitting in the hurt and sitting in the pain, although it's important to go there. When we take the time to see through a different set of eyes, not just think it and project it, because that's part of the way we get really angry at people, is we project onto them what they should be doing, what we would do. Hey, Lori, what we would do if we were in their position. And you know what? we aren't even close to the position that they're in. We don't even have a clue many times as to what they're thinking. Because when we do, when we know what it's like to be in their shoes, then we also know that that it's fixable, that it's okay, that we have more compassion and more patience. And so Metal and Fall is all about exploring different realities, different universes, and ways of looking at things. Now, I do this by talking to people who are different than me and listening. I do this by asking questions of the people that I love. You know, questions about crazy stuff, especially the things that they're interested in, you know, and helping them feel safe, that they're not going to feel attacked, that I'm really interested in who they are, you know. Or if I can't do that, I start asking people or groups that are like the people that I love, and finding out, what is it like to be you? You know, when I wanted to heal my relationship with my dad, I hung out with and talked to other fathers who had felt estranged from their kids, you know, who maybe hadn't done the greatest job when they were younger, when their kids were younger, but were in a different place now. I would ask them. I'd be like, okay, what's it like? What's going on? And getting those insights really gives you the aha moments and the understandings and the light bulbs that say, aha, now I get it. So like with my dad, I talked to a friend of mine. Bye, Irma. Thanks. I talked to a friend of mine when I wanted to heal the relationship with my dad, and they said, your father feels, you know, and he would give me this whole list of things that my dad was probably feeling. And he said, I suggest this is what you do. You know, I suggest that this is how you help him feel safe and comfortable and valuable again. And I said, well, I don't believe you, but I'll give it a shot because I want to reconnect with my family. And I did. I came at it and I looked at it from the point of view of where my dad was coming from. And so now I could help him. And I've done that with all sorts of great relationships, with my spouse, with other members of my family, with friends, with close friends, you know, of finding other people who are like them and saying, what's going on? Or asking them directly, what's going on? You know, how are you? Who are you? You know, and being curious and then going and having those experiences. Now, the last step in this whole process is winter. It's water. And it's about deciding that this is going to work. It's being the one who holds the hope, who holds the big idea and the vision, you know, because undoing misunderstandings and undoing hurts and resentments don't happen overnight. They can take a couple years. And so you need to decide for yourself that this is what you want to do. Because when you do that, then even when you're confused or hard or distracted or there's tension, you've held this vision, this greater vision of what you want, which is to feel reconnected to the people that you love. And so as you go through the process of every day being a new day, of being present with your feelings, of getting the tools that empower you to pull yourself out of the emotion, where you learn and explore different aspects of being a human being. And then when you decide, this is the path we're going to go. Because the people who are most successful, the people who get what they want, are the ones who have a vision and the ones who stick to that vision. The ones who hold that idea even over time, over months or years, sometimes even a decade. You know, when I met my husband, I said to myself, he is going to be a great husband when he's in his 60s. And I met him when we were both in our early 20s. It's holding that vision. And every step that you take, every moment you move in that direction that you want to go, it gets easier and easier and easier. It really does. So it will never be as hard as it is right now with all of these misunderstandings, all of this miscommunication, all of this hurt and resentment and confusion and disconnect. It will never be as hard as it is right now. And every step that you take in this polishing of the mirror, every step that you take on this path, It gets easier every single moment. And I swear to you, I've done this with all of my most important relationships. So that last piece, that winter, that water, is holding the vision for everybody. Because if you hold the vision, then that's where you're going to go, and that's where your relationship is going to go too. And remember, the things that you think you know aren't necessarily true. And that's where the curiosity and the openness comes in. We think we've got the answers. We think we know what it's like to be somebody else, but we really, truly don't. We think we know what we're supposed to do or not supposed to do or the perfect way to do it, but we don't. So you have to put down all of those judgmentalisms and start brand new. Take a brand new step, and every day is that brand new step without any expectations about it, even when you have expectations, without any judgmentalisms about it, even when you're feeling judgmental. Just being like, oh, this is interesting. I wonder how today's going to turn out, and keep walking that path. And then you will see, actually much quicker than you ever expected, because time goes by really fast. You'll see and you'll find that you are reconnected to the people that matter to you the most, that you have healed that relationship and you've done it. And then the rest of your life is so much easier. So the faster you get on this path, the faster your life gets smoother and more wonderful and more pleasant. I just wanted to let you know that. So that's it for today. If you have any ideas for topics, let me know, because that's what we'll do this week. I hope you stay warm and dry and reconnected once again to the people that matter to you. Until tomorrow, 8:15. Ciao. Ooh, finish. Come on. Trying to finish. It's not happening yet. Finishing. Don't know why. Thinking.